Una not learn yet. Eh? Una not learn yet. Say pastor, police, preacher, priests, all them people here. Every human being is just a human being. Put not your trust in man, my friend, but in God, because humans will fail you, and no title changes the character of an individual. That means, say, if that individual appears before you as a priest in a robe, or as a bishop of a holy and sanctified church, as him want to call it, in a robe with a big cross on him chest, that don't mean say he's not a player for them. That don't mean say he's not a con artist that is after your life savings. That don't mean say he's not a malice or anything you want to talk about, right? But we have been trained to put people's title above who the actual person is, and it's full time we stop do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the alleged chopper bishop, known as Bishop Whitehead.
Listen, real estate is the way to go. I'm going to be teaching classes. Follow me. I am Bishop Lamar Miller Whitehead, but I need y'all to understand all of this, more than half a block. Just purchase that, man. Let's get it, y'all. God is good.
What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel once again. My YouTube channel name is its_Kisaka. I'm happy to have you back on this channel. If it is your first time bumping into this channel, kindly do me a favor by subscribing to this channel, liking this video, sharing it out, and also remember to leave your sweet comments. To my returning subscribers, thank you so much for always taking your time to come back and watch my videos. In today's video, guys, this is very emotional. There's a Jamaican old lady who was fleeced of her hard-earned pension. That is $90,000 by not any other person but a bishop in New York, Brooklyn.
It's been an emotional roller coaster for the past 4 years.
Rashid Anderson relieved tonight following the conviction of Lamar Whitehead, better known as the BLING Bishop, for his lavish lifestyle. A Manhattan federal jury today finding Whitehead guilty of defrauding a parishioner and trying to extort a businessman.
It's been a long time coming, and we're very happy to see that the verdict was guilty today.
Rashid's mother, Pauline Anderson, invested $90,000 of her retirement savings with Whitehead. Prosecutors said he spent the money on luxury goods at Louis Vuitton and Foot Locker, and even used Anderson's money to make his car payments. Rashid testified during the trial. You and your mother trusted this guy.
Yeah, we trusted him a lot. I do want to give thanks to God because he was the one that, revealed the truth, and I was able to go up there. Everyone was able to go up there and speak their truth.
Mr. Anderson and Mr. Anderson's mother, Pauline Anderson, they went to court and they addressed the judge in the case. See, this is how it happened. Mr. Anderson said that his mom is a nurse, but it was through Mr. Anderson that his mama got fleeced, and her life savings or her retirement savings got wiped out by the bishop. Miss Anderson broke down as she described how she had spent a lifetime working only to lose $90,000. This is money from her retirement savings that she gave to the bishop to help her to achieve her dreams of buying a beautiful home in the United States of America. Now, the lady ball. She ball out because him lick her hard. She said, I lost everything I had worked for. Everything. Adding that later on, the betrayal is what really broke her heart. In court, she stood up. She said, my heart is broken. My spirit is broken. My soul is broken. In a memo to the judge sentencing, prosecutors ordered that the bishop was a career conman and he was a liar. And he had committed these types of fraud for more than 2 decades ago. As a matter of fact, they dug into his background and found out that in 2008, 2006, sometimes around then, he actually got caught up in the same situation before. He's a chopper, he's a conman, and he pled guilty and served 5 years behind that. Well, this time him get 9 more years back at that again.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know that Jamaicans in general has one of the highest numbers of people living in the diaspora. And one of the big places that majority of these Jamaicans go to is New York. New York is like the Jamaica in America because it hosts majority of Jamaicans. And Jamaicans are hardworking people. They go to the US knowing or having in mind that they are there for job, to make their lives better, to develop themselves, and also support their family members and relatives back in Jamaica. And not only Jamaicans, also Africans and other people who find their way to the US. It is very sad, it is indeed sad that such kind of a hardworking lady who has been fleeced by a man of cloth, a bishop. This is a lady who has been working entirely hard for almost all her working life. This is a nurse. The said lady, she's a Jamaican nurse who was working in the United States of America, and to be specific, staying in Brooklyn, New York. You know, when most of people leave other continents, especially Africa, or let's say the Caribbean, and move to a place like the United States, they tend to come across culture shock. And one of it is the way people socialize. You know, in Caribbean, in Jamaica, in Africa, most of the people are very social. You greet somebody, you can go visit somebody, there's no personal space and so forth. So a church is a place where people who don't know each other, they tend to socialize each other because it's like a new family. And so the lady that was fleeced, her had earned cash of $90,000 US, joined a church, and she was not alone. She joined the church together with her son, and her son was through her son, that is how she got fleeced. The said bishop who fleeced the lady, he's known as BLING Bishop. He is known as BLING Bishop because the way he puts a lot of chains, a lot of designer clothes, and also the kind of vehicle that he drives. This is a bishop who drives a Rolls-Royce convertible with custom interior. And it is alleged that the bishop has been a chopper. He has been a scammer. It is alleged that it is said that most of the earning has been ill-gotten through schism, like scamming or fraud cases. I tried to Google. If you Google the bishop, the name of the bishop is Lamar Whitehead. This bishop, as a result of this, was sentenced to 9 years in prison. This is not the first time he has been sentenced. In the past, he was sentenced in 5 years and so forth by engaging in other crimes. This bishop is not a first-time offender because he has been in and out of the prison. It is very sad that such kind of people do exist. And as the Bible tells us that there are some sheep in wolf's clothing. There are some men of God who pretend to be good, but deep down they are not up to any good. You know them by their fruits. Such kind of fruits, being arrested over and over, it sends a lot of questions because their character is wanting. He was sentenced 9 years in prison, but he was almost about getting 27 years because being a repeated offender, and the charges were all around 3 charges, and he was to get 27 years in, but he was lucky to get 9 years. And also he was sentenced to 9 years because being a repeated offender, and he was not remorseful. He was not in any way sorry for his actions. And it's very sad because this is an old lady. You know, we should learn to respect the people who are the elderly in our community. Anyone who is like your father figure should be accorded respect. So this is so sad. The bishop has been known to be putting on designer brands like Gucci, Fendi, Louis Vuitton, etc. And most of his assets are to be liquidated so that the money can be recovered. This is after the FBI were involved. The FBI went deeper and were involved. It is funny that just before this case, there were 2 incidences that happened concerning Bishop Whitehead, the BLING Bishop, the alleged BLING Bishop. The first incident he was robbed live on camera. But when this incident happened, there was also some questions, and it went viral. Bishop Lamar Whitehead was preaching and live streaming at the same time, and alas, he saw the door being kicked at the back.
How many of you have lost your faith because you saw somebody else die what you about to go through? Yo, all right. I seen 3 to 4 men come in. I said, all right. It's pretty much stating that I'm not going to do anything, right? Because I know y'all coming for me. Y'all coming straight to me. I don't want my parishioners hurt. I got women and children there.
The sermon was about faith, and as they came in, they took several jewelries from the bishop and the wife's bishop, and also it was threatening to the congregants. One thing that stands out is the guy seated right there. You can see, despite what was happening, you can see the guy just remained calm. And even what perplexed us is the robbers or the thugs didn't harm or didn't even, they just looked at him and continue the operation. The guy had faith that nothing was gonna harm him. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe he was the one, or rather he knew about what was gonna happen. I don't know. So this was some months or some years back before the BLING Bishop sentencing.
The church's live stream shows the gun being held on the pastor.
They had the guns on my deacons that was at the door.
Whitehead says what you don't see on camera are around 100 congregants who were in the room. Men, women, and children dropped to the floor in silence.
These men, they need to turn themselves in. I forgive you, and I'm praying for you. You know, and I hope that God deliver you from the mindset of who you are at this time.
Fortunately, no one was hurt.
After the first incident of him being robbed, the second incident that happened was a lady that went to her church and she grabbed her by the neck. It later turned out that the lady it is alleged that the lady was not up to anything bad, because she was doing some research, and instead the bishop went ahead and said that the lady was up to something bad, blah blah blah. He was released, and funny enough, it is said that because the bishop has been involved in some charity stuff, etc., it is said that he is a friend to the mayor of New York. This I don't know, but that is how they managed to help him get out.
Confrontation during a Sunday sermon in Brooklyn landed 2 people behind bars, including a bishop who argues he was protecting his family.
In one of his Sunday's live stream, Bishop Lamar, he appears being disrupted.
You want to come preach? You want to come preach? You want to come preach? Come on up here. Come on up here.
The bishop says it all started when 2 women came into the church mid-sermon.
One of my ministers told them that you cannot record. You can't record. And they began to make a scene.
Police say when a woman was asked to stop recording and leave, she began to antagonize the bishop and approach him on stage.
They take pictures and they want to be on social media. Take the pictures. Take the pictures.
As she walks past Bishop Whitehead, he appears to grab her from behind and they move off camera.
Seen her walk in front of me, going at my wife and my daughter, and I grabbed her.
He says he was worried about his family and thinking back to the moment in July when he was robbed at gunpoint during a sermon streamed live online.
That's the only thing that I can remember. This lady had a bag under her arm and she was going after my wife.
The woman in the video, 47-year-old Tarsha Howard, was arrested and charged with trespass and disrupting a religious service. She showed us her injury and made a brief statement.
I am telling you right now that I did not charge after his wife. It's on video and everyone can see that I was the one that was assaulted. And after this statement, he will hear from my attorney.
I was treated like a criminal, so I went from the pulpit to the cell for no reason. The New York Police Department failed me and failed my church.
At the moment, he is in 9 years in prison for the 3 charges that he got involved in. In this case of the lady that he fleeced, he went ahead after fleecing her the 90,000. He went ahead and filed a court. He went to court and filed for defamation. He said that they were tainting his image, they were tainting his name. But it is good that everything has come to the open, and he is now in. Now he has removed the designer clothes, and now he is in the prison robes. So it is very sad that this has been happening, and there are so many other such kind of characters. My message is that we should be very careful with the kind of people we become friends with. You can see in this situation, the son to the old lady was the one who introduced her to the bishop, and he eventually fleeced her that kind of money. We should be vigilant, we should be sober, because such kind of acts can lead to a lot of issues and problems. So cheers guys, thank you for always supporting this channel. If you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly do me a favor by subscribing to this channel. See you on my next videos. Thank you so much. God's blessings.